What's going on YouTube? I'm on my new phone, the Motorola G7 Play. Yeah, so it just came today. Anyway, I thought that I'd make a video because my desktop is acting all glitchy and the internet's all laggy about what I just talked about in the God of War live stream, but it didn't pan out too well. So I'll just run the whole thing back. Um, God of War was a Spartan. Okay, I was a big fan of God of War on PS2 when God of War 1 and 2 came out. Okay, I played them. When PS3 came out, I replayed God of War 1 and 2 on high def. Okay, I played God of War 3 when he killed Zeus. I played God of War Sanctions. Okay, so I know for fact that from 1, 2, and 3 in the Sanctions, he was a Spartan. Okay, sometime for the next God of War coming out, which was the one where he's a Viking, they dropped the storyline of him being a Spartan, which was a big disappointment to me. Now, normally, when somebody wants to change who they are, they go through a phase or something. Like if I say, I want to be a cigarette smoker and smoke cigarettes, I'm not just gonna pick up uh, a blunt and start smoking it. No, I have to find my brand. I have to find what I'm into. I have to find what I like. I have to find what I don't like. There's a whole phase. Okay, there's a storyline behind me trying to find out what kind of cigarettes I like, or what I'm into, or what kind of cheese I like, American, cheddar, whatever. There's a storyline. Okay, I have to get in my car. I have to drive to the store. I have to walk through the aisles. I have to look through all the cheese. There's a storyline that tells how I got the cheese. So you can't just jump into the storyline when I'm at home with a block of cheese. Okay? That's not gonna make sense. I'm sorry, no disrespect to the game, it was a great game, but my personal opinion is they should have made him a storyline. Like at the end of a sanctions, he defeated everybody. He won. He got on this boat. It was a Viking boat. And they didn't know he was a Spartan or a god. They took him to the village, let him in, gave him a home, shelter, and a place to lay low. Therefore, the game ends. Credits pop up, you see the words, cool. That's the end of the game. That's the end of the sanctions. But what you don't see is that. You don't see that. As soon as you buy the God of War for PS4 or Xbox One, what happens? He has the same tattoos, the same gray skin when he killed his family, except this time he has a beard and he's a Viking. Now, let me tell you the definition of Viking. Because if you ever watch the Viking shows, you see one of three things. You see fighting with battle axes and swords and ships. You see people raiding other villages, going to raid and going to do stuff. You see Vikings wanting to cross borders, find new areas, new ways to live, new lands. Okay? To what it means to be a true Viking is to go do your own thing and explore and raid on your own with your companion. Okay? So, is that what they're saying God of War is? I mean, that's what they're telling me. I mean, he went from being a Roman Spartan to being this Viking with a beard. Okay? What happened to his swords? What happened to the big sword? What happened to Medusa's head? What happened to all those weapons? Okay, what happened to the shoes? You left out a lot of details, Sony and Microsoft. A lot of details about what God of War did with all this stuff and where he stashed it. You left out so much that from the time he fought the Hydra to the time he defeated the God of War to Zeus or whatever, man, it's not even funny. It is not even funny because when you go through something, like if I go from Christian to being a Jew or a Catholic, it's called converting. You converted, okay? You can't just jump on something and say this is what I am. I've been doing it for the longest. No, it throws the whole storyline off. You don't know how he got there. You don't know why he got there. You don't know when he got there. You don't know what he was doing. You don't know where all his stuff went, where his weapons were. What, he's a hunter now with a bow and arrow? With a kid? Walking through the woods? I mean, how do you explain that to all the other God of War gamers out there? I mean, no doubt it was good. It was a good game. But what about the storyline? Like, everybody knows him as a Spartan. Why on earth would they make him a Viking? And just to let y'all know, Boost Mobile is down. So, they're down until... So, you can't text, you can't call, you can't activate your new phone until they fix it, okay? It has to be fixed. I'm sorry to say it, we just have to be patient. Lastly, to wrap this video up, okay? Donald Trump. I hate to say this, I hate to do it. They're like, you're probably like, don't do it, Jacob, don't go there. This man could have stopped the infection from day one, okay? This man could have said, I'm going to airbomb this nation and protect my country from people dying. But if he would have did that, he knows that he was getting impeached. He knows that he started a war. He knows that he started a fight. They were going to pull him from office. If he would have saved America, and America would have went back to the way things were, they would have took him out. So he said, fuck this. I'm going to tell people it'll be okay. It'll get better. It's not going to get better. He said, he was thinking, I'd rather let thousands of people die so I can be back in office for another 4-year campaign. I mean, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, you're the president. People don't want a president who's going to start wars and build walls, which people are just going to dig under or climb over or blow up or dig through, by the way. Sorry to say it. I mean, but you ever seen Fortnite? You ever played Fortnite? You know, people dig under or go up or climb around or blow through the walls. Okay, it's going to happen. You're wasting money and time and effort and manpower doing the dumb shit. Okay. After that, once all that's done, what if America goes back to the way things were and they still pull you from office? What you gonna do? Not only have you started a war, but now you're responsible for the death of thousands of people when you had the opportunity to do something from jump and you didn't. So whatever happened has happened on your hands. And people don't want that. They want a president who's going to be there for the people, who's going to be a provider, who's going to help them with government care and government funding, who wants better living situations. Okay? I mean, how are you going to be president? Have access to the White House, and that's not even where you are half the time. My question is, why would you let thousands of people die just for a 4-year election to be in office another 4 years? You'd let people die. Families, men, women, children, all for a 4-year campaign. Am I right? Okay. So understanding the situation, even if they pulled you from office, what would be so bad? To call it quits. Hang up your gloves, game over. I ran the country, I fucked it up, I apologize. From my perspective, you used to be in movies, like Home Alone. You had a hotel. Why not go back to your hotel and work in the hotel? If you ever play Monopoly, if anybody ever plays Monopoly, how much money do hotels make? A lot. I'm talking millions a lot. Okay? Even if Trump gets kicked, the man's not going to be hurting because he owns businesses. He owns hotels. So what if you're not president? So what if you're not running the country? You're building a ginormous wall to stop dumb stuff from happening. Let somebody else take care of it. Let somebody else who knows what they're doing do the job. Let somebody else who's better at it, who's there for the people, who are stop things when they need to be stopped. Okay? Go back and run your hotels. Go back and be Trump. Okay? Work on movies. Interact with the people. I mean, you'd be quite popular just coming out of the White House. It's not like you wouldn't be popular. People would notice you as a most recent president. You get pictures, fame. It's not all bad. But you want another 4 years. I'm not saying it's greedy, but I'm going to call you a greedy bastard personally. You greedy for that. Okay? You don't need another 4-year election. You don't need to do that. What are you going to do with another 4 years? Expand the wall? Torment people who need jobs? Place people in concentration camps? Bomb people over in different countries because you're mad at how things are? We don't need that. We don't need somebody trying to start World War 68. This is the modern age with F-22 Raptors and nuclear bombs. This is not no Civil War of the Confederates and muskets and bullets and amputation. This is the modern age, Trump. I mean, have you ever thought about what would happen if somebody else decided to retaliate against your actions? Let's say they decided to blind America for a night. How many losses do you think we'd have? Okay? Let's say they decided to airdrop in from the sky with bomber planes and parachutes, bombing neighborhoods of families, homes, and friends and children. All because you wanted to start something, to build a wall, to do this and that. Now they're parachuting from their planes with guns, controlling each city with camps that you now have to clean up, which you won't want to, by the way. I'm just saying, you weren't doing too bad with hotels. Go back to working with Macaulay Culkin in hotels. I mean, you got a good thing there. Okay? It's not a bad thing to call it quits sometimes. Sometimes the presidential campaign is not a thing for everyone. Not everybody can be a president. You know? It's just difficult. And I get it. I'm not saying I don't. I do. I don't even think I'd want to be president. I really wouldn't. I mean, right off the bat, I would recruit my own Secret Service if I was. And I trade all the staff in for my own picks and choices of people I know. And those would be my bodyguards whenever I go somewhere. You have your way of doing stuff, I have mine. But like I said, we're both different. So maybe different's not so bad. Maybe going back to the hotel where you work is not a bad thing. Or the business you own is not a bad thing. Okay? I'm just saying, Trump. Not everybody wants somebody who's gonna make America live in fear because they don't know what's gonna happen because of your actions and what you're doing. People could retaliate against you. I mean, yeah, our forces are strong. Our nation is strong. But how much leeway do you think we're going to have if you keep burning through the funding, building these ginormous concrete brick walls piece by piece? How much funding do you think we're going to have for oil and planes if you keep killing it? How much CIA slush funds are going to be there if you keep using all your resources for dumb stuff? How many people do you think are going to come to your aid, like North Korea or China or the Pentagon, if you're bombing other places starting wars? I mean, death is death, no matter how you look at it. Good, bad, right, wrong. Killing is killing. I'm not saying you're right, I'm not saying you're wrong. But I'm calling it how it is. Murder is murder. Whether you're a president or a criminal. Criminal pulls a gun, someone dies. A president pushes a button. Nations, countries, cities die. It's the same thing. People just use the word safety or protecting for a fire blanket, for all the wrong shit that they're doing, for all the stupid stuff that they're doing, for all the stupid mistakes that they're causing, for all the stuff they're putting us all through. When this one man has the ability to end it all and fix it, he don't. Okay? It is what it is. Okay, at the end of the day, God of War was a decent game, but this is my personal opinion. They should have made a storyline to how he became Viking before releasing the game on PS4 and Xbox. If y'all agree with what I'm saying, leave a comment below. I'm out.